Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series 1988. Specifically, the 14th of May 1988 is this particular installment, and there is footage, highlights of the World Class Parade of Champions. But before we get there, Black Bart and Sweet Brown Sugar in the regular arena. Maybe they don't have the full matches. Maybe they're trying to save some stuff. Don't really know why you would go to that directive. But anyway, Black Bart throws himself through the middle ropes. Gets a bit of an advantage. Does Sweet Brown Sugar. Sweet Brown Sugar by this point is kind of drawing to a close in the area in terms of being a major pushed guy. Hard shots by Bart, and he's trying to cheat to get victories and whatnot. Head scissors takeover, work the head scissors for a couple of minutes. Does Sweet Brown Sugar, otherwise known as Skip Young. Not a bad little match here. The brawling style obviously goes more towards Black Bart, leaping headbutts and the like, and we eventually see Bart get a victory. Bart gets a victory in under 6 minutes here, and he kind of does, get something out of a leg drop and gets the victory there. Actually does return to the second rope leg drop in order to get the victory. Then we go to the Parade of Champions stuff and highlights there. We see a big body slam. Bill Irwin and Black Bart is here. That's kind of, an unfinished thing. Big pump kick by Irwin, and the use of the branding iron post-match. I don't know why they're clipping the heck out of this. They are in what appears to be a domed stadium this time, which is a little different than previous years. Anyway, but the attack with the branding iron is kind of different. Skandor Akbar is alongside Black Bart. Actually helps Bart to get the victory there. And then Tatum and Victory, as in Jack Victory, talk about being joint champions, talk about being, able to get victories over the Simpsons in a rather shocking way. And they basically put themselves over as the best tag team in Texas, best tag team in the world. Then we go to more Texas Stadium highlight stuff. And I mean, it's interesting. They kind of do the Tower of Doom cage stuff. The Freebirds are not really sure what they're doing there. And I mean, ultimately the Tower of Doom small cage thing doesn't work out very well. There's a miscommunication between the remaining Freebirds. It's poorly lit, so also Michael Hayes surviving here does end up being a big thing, which actually I'll just lead into his promo. He basically says he's a survivor. He says the match was more than he imagined it to be. He's a little, thrown off guard by how intense the match was, but he considers himself to still be one of the best and the true Freebird. I didn't particularly like that smaller cage feel. It felt awkward. It felt out of place. And it was poorly shot from a episodic, camera style. Then we see Tatum and Victory versus Mark Sterling and the Missing Link back in the main arena, as is the main event as well. Victory and Tatum, honestly, I think are a better team than history will remember them in terms of from a world-class perspective. I wish they'd gone other places and had a little more ability to do stuff. Victory is phenomenal here, and I'm actually really looking forward to when I finally do the ECW stuff and can watch him episodically. Then I will enjoy that. Eventually, just so everybody listening knows, my goal is to get every territory that's available with episodic television up and running. I want this to be the largest audio archive of television reviews available so anyone can go anywhere. Obviously, that's a several-year project, but it's a passion project for me. Anyway, Missing Link through, and I mean, Missing Link is a guy who really, he is a better version of George the Animal Steel. He's a character that I think still, maybe could you put a minor belt on him? Maybe. I don't know that it would have worked everywhere. I think there are territories it would have worked in. But, you know, Mark Sterling, I believe is his son. I'm pretty sure on that. And so, you know, tie up there. But Victory goes to work on Sterling. Dropkick by Sterling on Tatum. Sterling takes the majority of the match because Link at this point is still, you know, not a guy who's wasting a lot of energy in there. And the heels tend to be backing off a little bit. They tend to not want to waste a lot of energy. And you basically see heels take over for several minutes. They're cutting the ring off. They're being extremely braggadocious. They are hitting everything from strikes and elbows to body slams and the like. Obviously, the payoff here is the hot tag to the Missing Link, which I think every fan at this point would endorse as a big deal. And I think at this point, 1988, I don't know how much longer the Link goes. I didn't even realize he went all the way to 88. I remember as a kid, I was given the Big Book of Wrestling, and that's the first time I ever even saw the Link. And one thing I really like about Jack Victory at this point, he does the clothesline, which almost looks like a sliding punch, and then they do a stun gun over the top rope for the victory for Victory and Tatum. But anyway, the Big Book of Wrestling is the first time I ever saw the Link, so I had no idea, nor frame of reference, who or what he was. Terry Taylor and Chris Adams out next. Taylor sends him to the floor. Actually lands him on the ring announcer's table. I miss true wooden tables. They brawl around on the outside of the ring for quite a bit. You know, Taylor comes back in, tries to get the victory, tries to pull him from behind, doesn't do that, manages to hit him. Adams hits him with a boot. You know, Adams hits him with weaponry. The referee doesn't seem to fully stop things, which is kind of interesting. A low blow by Taylor cuts the match down a little bit. They got a lot of time. They go back to the floor, brawl on the outside. I think this is a good, I don't know that this is the feud's blow off, but it's got to be close. Adams gets tied up in the ropes. They go back and forth on the rope tie up there, and Taylor manages to actually try to break the hand of his former tag partner. I think they did a good job, too, of kind of selling the former UWF / Mid-South alliance between the two and kind of bringing that over to World Class. I think that was well done. Certainly, you know, the UWF is out of business about a year before this, so you can't carry that through there. I'm really looking forward to going through the entire Mid-South run, too. Anyway, Atomic Drop and Taylor in control there. I think Terry Taylor, you got to realize, and actually it's kind of funny to see Taylor do the flare flop, but that does happen as well. Run in and several people, including Masachono, end up attacking Chris Adams. Adams, kind of the underdog now. And I mean, ultimately, that's the way we close this program. We'll be back with more right after this.